start now.
Good evening everyone. We are presenting here about sustainable packaging initiatives for Fonterra. What is Fonterra basically is? Fonterra is a New Zealand-based multinational company that deals in dairy products, and that has having around over 10,000 of farmers over in New Zealand. Miles Burrell is the CEO of the company, and its headquarters are basically in Auckland, New Zealand. When we talk about Fonterra, basically it exports its dairy products over 140 countries over the world, and basically major markets includes Asia, Middle East, Americas, and the Europe. The basic products it deals with the dairy products, dairy ingredients, data, milk, powder, butter, cheese. And the consumer products, the companies that are dealing with the Fonterra in New Zealand that are consuming its products are Anchor, that deals in basically produces milk, butter and cheese products. Anmum, that is basically implementing and making the products that are for the kids dietary products and all the things. And Allen is a consumer company that is dealing that takes products from the Fonterra and making the products for the older peoples that are helps in their dietitian things. And basically the Fonterra is basically dealing with the dietary products and all the things. What Fonterra is going on for producing the high quality dairy products, what it needs when we're dealing with the dairy products is its packaging. Because when we are dealing with the dairy products, it's to make it preserve fresh for the long time, to extend the shelf life, and to prevent the products from the contamination. We need a very high quality of packaging over there. So what Fonterra does to make a multi-layer products or to make a packaging like that makes it to recycle the already developed products, so that it helps to the significant environment waste and all the things. Basically what Fonterra sustainability initiatives to be taken over there is focused on the recyclable and the biodegradable and reusable packaging by 2025. We also observe if we are taking the two kinds of products like Anchor and the other one, the green belly products, in a normal daily life, we see the difference between their products implementation. The bottles they are using, the Anchor one, and the bottles the other milk products are using are the different one. Because the Fonterra is now dealing with the sustainability of the packaging, that it doesn't need to be make it efficient and doesn't harm the environment again and again. So the next one. What is the main aim and objective of the project? This project basically create and launch reasonable sustainable packaging strategies that needs to fit in the company's overall package for 2050 circular packaging. The project basically help to decrease the amount of waste and use the recycled material, so that enhance the packaging sustainable initiatives and conscious to the environment also. What the main project objectives are: to be packaged with at least 95% recyclable materials that doesn't harm to the environment, and remove destructive packaging materials and reduce the impact of the environment. The major things are to be up to the level 2025, and help local industry patterns, so that the local partners includes a liquid paperboard cartons for building, so that the plastic can also be reduced with the help of that paperboard cartons. To reduce the amount of material used by 2030, and also cut the packaging cost by making reuse the already implemented products, and explain to the customers to dispose of the packaging properly by taking the advantage of recycle ready package materials. What's the work breakdown structure is? Basically, work breakdown structure is a conceptual tool that is used in a project management that divides the project into different smaller activities or work packages and it also structures the necessary work for the project completion as level of task from large group to the individual type of task. What are the main project breakdown structure we can take for the sustainability packaging initiative for Forterra? First, what the project initiation, in which we can decide about the project scope, its objectives, its goals, to identify the project charter, and after that it's going to be a research and analysis in which we conduct environmental impact on the current packaging materials so that we can enhance the new one and we can do our own materials and packaging alterations that can be do on the research and analysis phase. And the design and implementation goes on design, recycle ready packaging materials so that it helps the structure to, it helps the company to do it with a efficient way, and package existing packaging to implement the recycle standards, and develop, reduce, recover, and rethink packaging strategies so that it can help further. And finally, the implementation phase includes the packaging redesign for the product so that the consumers can also be satisfied into it, the consumers can also be involved into it. And the next one is the testing and evaluation of the product so that the packaging phase can be evaluated so that the external and the internal factors are both included in it. The launch and consumer education, and the final one, which is the monitoring and convenience of the project. What RAS chart? Basically, R is for the responsible, who the person who do that work, and the accountable, who gets the authority responsible for the completion, and the consulted one, and the informed one. These are the basic tasks being involved in the project. The project manager is accountable for all the tasks and responsible for the employees because he is the person who observes the employees to do the all processes. And the sustainability team is responsible for the packaging objectives and environmental impact, and consulted for the design of the project, implementation of the project, and consumers on recycling. Packaging engineers is basically consulted about the project objectives, its environmental impact, and it's responsible for designing and recycle the ready packaging and implementing the package design. And the suppliers are basically involved in its objectives so that the suppliers decide what type of packaging they need so that the other environmental impacts and the design recycled ready packaging are to be consulted over it. And the Forterra leadership will be informed, like they are to be kept in the loop, but not they are directly involved, but they are to be informed about the sustainability objectives, and all the phases are to be going on. And finally, consumers are to be involved in the projects, but educate consumers on recycling are only responsible for the RACL chart. The next to the now I will explain project scheduling with the help of Gantt chart and resource level. Gantt chart basically provides the visual representation for Forterra's sustainable packaging initiatives. Its bar line represents the various targets, and the horizontal bar helps stakeholders in tracking out the progress of various stages. In this Gantt chart, there are basically 7 different stages. The very initial stage is material research, which was started in the month of Jan 2024 and was completed in the month of Feb 2024. The secondary stage, that is prototype development, was started in the month of March 2024 and completed in the month of April 2024. And the third stage, supply programs, was started in the month of May 2024 and was completed in the month of June 2024. Similarly, fourth stage, equipment procurement, was started in the month of August 2024 and was completed in the month of September 2024.
The sixth stage, that is production setup, was started in this month October 2024 and will be estimated to complete in the month of November 2024. And the sixth stage, that is marketing launch, will be started in the month of December 2024 and will completed in the month of December 2024. And the final stage, that is environmental impact and evaluation, will be estimated to start in the month of Jan 2025 and will completed in the month of Feb 2025. Now the various resource leveling provided for this project are human resources, equipments and materials, and time and budget. For human resources, there is a requirement of research and development staff such as scientists and engineers, procurement team for dealing with various suppliers, manufacturing teams such as equipment operators as well as production line workers, marketing and reporting team, and finally quality control and compliance staff. Similarly, for equipments and materials, there is a requirement of production machines for new packaging and for handling new sustainable materials, and testing labs and machinery for prototyping as well as for the testing. And in case of time and budget, there is a requirement of scheduled time balance between research and development, production and marketing, availability of time for each and every task of the project, and budget restraint that may limit the flexibility of various resources. Now, talking about the budget, as budget is an important factor for any project, and the estimated cost of this project is $11 million to $18 million. For the first stage of research and development, there is a requirement of $1 million to $1.5 million for material research, and for prototype development, there is a requirement of $50,000 to $1 million. For the secondary stage supply and equipment cost, there is a requirement of $45,000 to $1 million for supplier contracts, and for equipment procurement, there is a requirement of $2.5 million to $4 million. For production costs, there is a requirement of $3 million to $5 million for sustainable material purchasing, and for production line adjustments, there is a requirement of $50,000 to $75,000. Similarly, for the fourth stage marketing and communication, there is a requirement of $1 million to $1.5 million for consumer education campaign, and for certification and labeling, there is a requirement of $20,000 to $40,000. And finally, for the stage monitoring and evaluation, there is a requirement of $50,000 to $75,000 for environmental impact studies, and for project evaluation, there is a requirement of $25,000 to $50,000. And for contingency funds, we have a backup of $1 million to $1.5 million. Now, for the progress reporting in this project, we are going to use two techniques. The first one is earned value management, that is EVM, and the second technique is milestone reporting. EVM is basically a technique in which the planned value and work is compared with the actual work and cost. As shown in the table, for the month of Jan, the planned value was $50,000 and the earned value was $45,000, but the actual cost is $48. It means both SPI and CPI are less than 1, which means the budget was overscheduled and it is over budgeted. Similarly, for the month of Feb, March and April, all SPI and CPI are less than 1. And now the second technique, milestone techniques, it is basically a technique in which the planned value against the planned cost is estimated to show that whether the project is on track, is completed or it is delayed. As shown in the table, for the stage of material research, it was planned to be completed in the month of Feb, but it was actually completed in the month of March. So this stage is delayed by 1 month. Similarly, for prototype development, it was planned to be completed in the month of May and it is completed in the same month May. It means this stage is completed on the time. Similarly for supply contracts, it was planned to be completed in the month of July and it is actually completed in the same month July. So this stage is also on the time. The fourth one, equipment procurement, was planned to be completed in the month of September, but this stage is still to be decided. So this stage is in progress. The final one, production setup, which will plan to be completed in the coming month, November 2024, but it is still to be decided, so it is not still started. The next.
Risk management plays a critical role for the success of Pantera's sustainable packaging project, and a well-structured risk management helps to identify the threats at early stage and also helps to mitigate them. And here the first risk is about supply chain disruptions, and limited availability of a sustainable materials may cause delay in productions, and how we can mitigate that: diversify suppliers, establish backup options, and stockpile key materials. Another is about cost overruns, whose likelihood is medium but their impact can be high, and implementing sustainable materials could result in higher initial cost. Monitor budget closely, seek cost sharing partnership with suppliers can help to tackle this risk. Third one is customer acceptance, and customer may resist changes in the packaging that affect product aesthetics, and long-term marketing campaign highlighting the benefits of that new packaging will be beneficial. Fourth one is regulatory challenges. Its likelihood is low, but its impact can be high. Changing regulations could impact the viability of certain materials, and regularly review regulations and maintain flexibility in material choices can be helpful. Product quality and integrity issues. New packaging material may compromise product safety and quality. Conduct thorough testing before implementation to ensure compliances. And resistance to change, it can be internal. Employees may resist transitioning to new materials and processes. Provide training and communicate the benefits of such sustainable practices will help. Next is quality management. Quality control is essential to Pantera's sustainable packaging effort. It ensures Pantera's packaging materials satisfy environmental criteria and preserve product quality and safety. Quality management will be influenced by the three factors, which are quality planning, quality assurance, and quality control. Quality planning. Environmental performance. Packaging must be recyclable, biodegradable, or compostable and have a lower carbon impact than typical packaging. Second is product safety. Packaging must ensure specific conditions to maintain freshness and prevent contamination. Customer satisfaction plays a huge role. Packaging modifications should not impair consumer experience, including usability, affordability, and functionality. Second is quality assurance, supplier audits. Pantera will check suppliers to guarantee sustainable and high quality materials. Testing protocols. New packaging materials will be rigorously tested for transit, storage, and retail display. Testing will evaluate durability, moisture resistance, and product integrity. Next is quality control. On-site inspections guarantee packaging materials are utilized correctly and manufacturing is defect-free. Customer feedback loops. If customers are not happy, then this project is not gonna successful. And third is environmental impact monitoring through recyclability rates and reduction in the packaging waste. Next. Change management. Sustainable packaging solutions need major modifications to Pantera's manufacturing, supplier, and customer operations. To ensuring stakeholders adapt quickly to new packaging materials and procedures, change management is very crucial. Internal change management, employee training. Train the employers that how to handle the new material, or tell them about the two techniques, like technical techniques, how to handle the new material or their environmental effects. Next is process adjustments. Maybe they have to make some changes in their production.
1 minute left.
Okay. Customer communication and engagement, marketing campaigns, feedback mechanisms. Supplier adaptation. Okay, you can continue.
Now coming to the communication plan for Fonterra Sustainable Packaging Project, internal communication, it is essential for team meetings, weekly email updates, project management tools, as well as supplier communication, just to maintain harmonious relationship with suppliers so that supply doesn't affect. Weekly check-ins, monitor material quality, availability and sustainability, customer outreach, because customers are the main part of this project. If they are not happy, then the project not going to be successful. Project opportunities and issues. Project opportunities are brand differentiation, improved communication, regulatory compliance, cost savings. Issues are supply chain disruption, time management, team performance, customer resistance. Now coming to the project closure activities. By final review, team members will create a final review so that they can evaluate that all the project objectives are met or not. Documentation will be done and will be sent to the stakeholders by highlighting challenges and recommendations for future initiatives. Coming to the stakeholder communication, final communication to stakeholders summarizing project success and outlining next steps. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.